Hey guys, it's Bethany Finch with American Made Home Solutions. Today, we are, sorry, there's a call trying to come in and we're turning it off. That's the downside, right, to doing these live videos. You never know what's quite going to happen. But today we're talking about how to find money or capital that you didn't know that you had. So many times we think we'd have no money. Well, I can't invest in real estate. I don't have any money. Or I can't do this. I don't have any money. I can't do that. I don't have any money. So one of the ways and the means that we like to do as the teachers that we are is we like to show people and teach them, empower them. How do you find money that you didn't know that you had? So drinking, this is not coffee. For those of you that know me, it's tea. Those of you that don't, coffee drinkers, stay united. But the rest of us tea drinkers, we're drinking tea this morning. One of the things is that many people don't realize that there's money sitting around that they have just kind of tuned out of. Sometimes it's a safety measure, sometimes it's an education thing. And one of the easiest, fastest, simplest ways is equity in your homes. So for instance, right now, everybody is hearing about home loans at all-time lows. One of our friends just got a loan for 2.87%. Unbelievably low rates. So one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that the equity that's in your house, you can tap into today. You don't have to wait until you sell it. And there's two ways that you can do it. Either one, you can go out and actually just get a home equity line of credit against that. We have in our area several local credit unions. Any of your local institutions are going to be better. And they're generally better than, for instance, a Chase Bank or a Bank of America because they're not big and commercialized. So they want their monies to stay locally. They know that market a lot better, things of that nature. So you generally tend to get better terms and rates from them. But you can go out and get a home equity line of credit. And you could turn around and then utilize those funds in a number of ways. So for instance, if you have high credit card debt, you could use it to pay off that credit card debt. Your interest rate on a home equity line of credit is much lower, and you're actually going to pay down that balance faster if you keep making the payments, right? So those of you looking at Dave Ramsey's stuff, that's a way to do it. Others who maybe don't necessarily have debt that they're looking to pay off and such, could you be utilizing those funds to then turn around and invest with? So for instance, good example, if you get a home equity line of credit, let's just say conservatively it's at 5%. You get a home equity line of credit at 5% and say it's $50,000, okay? So then you turn around and you take that $50,000 and you invest it with a company like American Made Home Solutions, some of our multifamily syndications, or even on our single family renovations. We have rates and terms that differ depending on every project. But some of the projects, you can be getting a 12% return. So for instance, you're paying 5%, but you're getting 12%. Well, that 7% difference, that's money in your pocket. That's money that you just made off of money that you didn't know that you had because it was sitting in your house. Okay, now the thing is not to just go get this home equity line of credit and do nothing with it, or not to just go get it and blow it, you know, go buy yourself a new boat or something like that. Boats and things are nice, yes, but there's no return on that investment other than, you know, pleasure and time and such. We're talking about making your money work for you. So we're looking for ways that kind of lazy money situations. The other option that you could do is a refinance. Because rates are so low, refinance, rate and term refinances are a very good way to, if you wanted to pay your house off faster, it's a great way to do it because you're dropping your rates so much lower. And if you keep your payment where it is, you'll pay your note off that much faster. Or if you choose to drop that, that might just give you the cushion. If things have had to tighten up due to COVID, it might give you a cushion that allows you to feel less stress during these times, right? Another thing that people don't often stop to think about is you're able to use credit in a way that you can access it. That's for another video, but that isn't a possibility, and I can let you know more about that. So one of the other things that people don't often think about is their retirement. Now you think, well, wait, that money is for retirement. If I use it, then I won't have it. Not true. The key to using retirement is using it in a way that it actually brings a return, so that all you're doing is you're directing your retirement. Many times we have a 401k set up at our company, and it just diverts money out of our paycheck. We pay less taxes. Everybody's happy. At the end of the time, we don't necessarily stop to think about what that number is. We don't necessarily even look at those quarterly or semi-annually notices that the investment managers are sending out. So you don't even necessarily know if you're losing money or gaining money. And when we actually broke it down, and I was showing Kurt, look, here's how this works. You are paying this much in administrative fees every single quarter, and this is how much money you've made. He's like, wait a minute, I've lost money I said, I know, that's what I'm trying to show you. So when you stop and you actually take the time to look at it, you might realize you're losing money. Investment rate of returns in 401ks and brokerages, if you're getting 4%, you're pretty good. I mean, that's pretty much as it is. There'll be times that on their portfolio, they'll make it look like, oh, you're getting 17%. And then the next quarter you drop to negative 9%. So it's kind of their funny math, so to speak, but it's just how they're putting it out, that information out to you. It's almost like fake news, because you really didn't make that money, and it just went up and went down and went up and went down and went up and went down. And so that's where understanding and education really helps you. So right now, because of the CARES Act, this is what most people are unaware of. If the whole point of your retirement is to have enough money for retirement, well, yes, you need to be putting money into some kind of retirement, but you also need to have that money stay there and grow. If it's not growing, it shouldn't stay there, okay? And you can grow it at different rates of return. So if 4% is pretty much the average, industry average on a 401k mutual fund return plan, wouldn't it make more sense to pull that money and put it into something that's getting 6, 7, 8% return? Even higher sometimes. So one of the opportunities that the CARES Act enabled everybody to do is access those retirement funds. So what you're able to do is any money that you have in a retirement account, you are able to either roll over into another account. You can always do that. That didn't change with the CARES Act. You've always been able to roll over money from one account into another as long as it was a qualified retirement account. But what the CARES Act did is previously you could take a $50,000 distribution at any time. Some plan managers say, no, you can't. It's only if you buy a house and this and that. There is actually no restrictions on there, but a lot of managers don't want you to, because again, they don't make money if they don't have the money, right? So they want to keep the money in their hands and in their pockets. So you could have always taken a $50,000 distribution, but you would pay penalties in taxes. It'd be like earned income. Or you could take a $50,000 loan on your retirement at any point, and then have up to 5 years to pay it back at that 5% interest rate. So the key here is with the CARES Act, what President Trump did was he enabled it to be a $100,000 distribution with no penalty. So there is no penalty in there. And then a $100,000 loan with that repayment plan of the 5 years. So the key here is you have access to, in essence, $200,000 of retirement funds. Now keep in mind, retirement funds. So you don't want to just, again, go out and go blow it. Don't go buy that boat, right? You want to take those funds, by all means. If you need them right now to take care of your family and to pay your mortgage and do some of this stuff, do it, by all means. What people don't understand, if you're not paying your rent or you're not paying your mortgage, you can go into forbearance, and that'll prevent you from getting future notes. What's happening is they're going to be tagging it on there, and the lenders have already told us, and we've already seen lots of people affected by this. They're not able to get new notes. So it's kind of like a bankruptcy, right? It goes on there and they record it, and you have to be 12 months past it before they would allow a new note to be written. So you don't want to, if you can at all make it possible, make those payments, you want to do it. So if you need those retirement funds for that purpose, by all means, do it, right? Survive, do what you need to do now. If it's a situation where maybe you could refinance to drop that payment, make it work out that way, and you just need a little bit of the funds to cover your closing costs of that refi, well, then that's a good way to do it too, right? You're still providing for that family. But a better way, if it possible, if you're in this position, is to take those funds and then turn around and invest those funds in a company like American Made Home Solutions, where we are investing them through our syndications on our multifamily, through our private notes on our single family renovations and such, and then turn around and make a much larger return on that. So for instance, a single family or a multifamily is a long-term investment, right? So generally it's usually a 5-year cash out. So you're getting paid cash flow. So it's paying it off, right? During the time of the note. And then the property is then sold or refinanced, and 100% of it is paid back plus all the interest. So your cash on cash returns are well beyond double digits, and numbers that you've usually not seen anywhere else unless you've been investing in real estate. And it's backed with a hard asset. So it's not like the stock market where it's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Multifamily is different because it's based on the income of the property. So what that means is, at the end of the day, everybody needs a place to live. So if the dollar completely collapses, our economy just tanks and the dollar completely collapses, people still need to live somewhere. So if they choose to live somewhere, they'll have to pay with something, whether we go back to shells and beads like in early days, or it moves on to Digicoin. There will be some form of payment that will be able to be paid to that multifamily property. And then in turn, that multifamily property then continues to generate income. So it's a much less risky investment because it is hard asset. It's covered by insurance. You're completely guaranteed as far as that goes. But it's also, you're mitigating your risk because it's not just one. On a single family, if it's a rental, for instance, it's 100% occupied one day and then 0% occupied the next. So it's directly impacted. On a multifamily, there's, say, 120 other homes that are all affecting that bottom line. So it's completely a different scale. And if that's something that interests you and you'd like to learn how to make more money, how to access this money, we're happy to help you and teach you. Definitely, by all means, if you're looking for a refinance or a home equity line of credit, look local first. Look at your credit unions first, and then go to your smaller banks, usually like 5 to 9 branches at the most. Those are usually going to give you your best rate and terms. Then move on to the commercialized ones. Only because, like I said, those commercialized ones, they're selling them out, so they give a lower rate of return. They get that lower term, and then they sell it out to someone else and make even more money on it. So that's why you're going to make better numbers with those local credit unions and banks. Even if you just go open a checking account, put $5 in it, that's okay. It's a great way to do it. If you're looking to make some double-digit returns and you're looking to really scale and vastly improve your retirement options, you're going to want to get in touch with us. Give us a call, 360-386-7493, or reach out to us online at our website at www.americanmadehomesolutions.com. We'd be happy to connect up with you and answer any questions you have, as well as possibly direct and give you, we have webinars and such. We always have different deals and opportunities available, but for you to be able to receive those opportunities, you need to actually have a relationship with us. So you need to get in touch with us. There's certain government requirements that we're required to do. So there's questionnaires and such that we have to ask that the government requires of us. We got to check those boxes, right? Follow all their rules. And in doing so, it protects you and us. So we want to continue to do that. So you want to develop that relationship with us? Check us out online, www.americanmadehomesolutions.com, or give us a call, 360-386-7493. Until tomorrow, remember, 30 days, so that means 28 more to go. Come see me again, enjoy a cup of tea, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great day.